I have spoken a lot in previous episodes about how important it is to actually activate higher vibrational emotions like love, gratitude, joy, and wonderment as often as possible in order to stay in the abundance zone. So, what do we do when we are flooded with lower vibrational emotions like fear, anger, sadness, hurt, or grief? Tune in today to discover how you can deal with negative emotions in a manner that is healthy and puts you right back in the abundance zone. Welcome to the Abundance Zone, offering you tips and tools for supercharging your ability to attract more of what you desire into your life. Learn how to step into the abundance zone and stay there more consistently and watch your life transform. Welcome to episode 38. This is Dr. Eve Delunas. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please let me know what you would like to hear about in this podcast. What questions would you like me to address? You can leave me a voicemail right from your computer or device. Just go to theabundancezone.net and click on Leave a Message. You don't need to leave your email or your name unless you choose to. I would love to hear from you. It's really important to me that this podcast is relevant to you, my listener. And so please take a moment and leave me a voicemail, or at theabundancezone.net, there's also a place where you can write a message to me on the contact page. Whichever way you choose, please let me know what would you like to hear about on this podcast. I will respond to you if you leave your email. Also, be sure and sign up for the monthly Abundance Zone newsletter and receive 2 free guided meditations. One of them is Become Magnetic to What You Desire. It's a great time to start listening to that guided meditation now at the beginning of a brand new year. The other one is a briefer meditation called Set a High Vibrational Path for Your Day. It's a way of starting your day feeling really uplifted so that your entire day flows more easily and more beautifully for you. And you are in the abundance zone more of the time all day long. I also want to let you know that I will be posting a new episode in the first week of each month and moving to a monthly format for this Abundance Zone podcast instead of the weekly format that I have been following. If you are new to the Abundance Zone podcast, I suggest you scroll down the list and listen to some of the first episodes, which kind of set the groundwork for what I discuss in later segments. All right, so now let's talk about the best way to deal with negative emotions. I want to start by talking about what not to do when you're feeling a negative emotion. First of all, please don't judge yourself as bad or wrong for feeling down, angry, anxious, jealous, hurt, scared, or any other lower frequency emotion. We live in a duality. This means we're wired to experience everything and its opposite, both joy and sadness, hot and cold. This contrast is what makes life interesting. Don't you appreciate entering a warm, cozy room with a fire burning in the fireplace after being out in the snow on a frigid day? Similarly, experiencing emotional lows makes our high emotions that much more wonderful. So recognize that feeling fear or sadness or any other negative emotion is a part of the total package of being human. No one escapes these feelings, and experiencing them connects us to all humanity. I call these emotions negative not because they are bad or wrong, but because they are of a lower vibration and don't tend to feel good. They're uncomfortable at best and create deep suffering at their worst. So please don't think you're doing something wrong if you feel any of these, and don't judge yourself as bad for experiencing these frequencies. Another thing to avoid doing is to repress these feelings if they rise to the surface within you. I am not suggesting you act out your anger and go punch someone or yell at them, because that is not the answer either. But just pushing any of these emotions away and pretending they aren't there isn't going to work very well. Because when we push them down out of our conscious awareness, they still exist in our energy field and bring our vibration down even when we aren't consciously feeling them. These unresolved emotions within can also erode our physical health and well-being. And as long as they are within us, we're likely to attract situations that trigger them. It is also not a good idea to distract yourself from feeling whatever you are feeling by going unconscious. We all have our favorite ways to distract ourselves from feeling. Some of us use food, others use alcohol or other drugs. Some use watching television or going online. Still others prefer to play video games, get lost in a novel, or spend more money. I'm not saying any of these things are bad. I'm saying using our favorite methods of distraction to avoid our feelings may work in the short run, but it is not terribly effective in the long run, since we haven't dealt with the emotion and it's still there, only it has gone underground. As Carl Jung said, whatever you don't own owns you. When we push feelings away, repress them, or pretend they don't exist, they land in our shadow. And anything in our shadow that we ignore ultimately reveals itself in ways that are less than desirable. Push enough anger down, and you may find yourself having an uncontrollable explosion at the very worst possible time and place. Lastly, it is not a good idea to invite the negative emotion to move in permanently. For example, to hold on to bitterness and resentment and fuel that repeatedly with your self-talk and make these qualities, these feelings, permanent roommates in your life. Again, this changes your body chemistry, so you're more vulnerable to becoming ill, and it may keep you out of the abundance zone. So what is a better way to deal with unwanted emotions? I suggest you become the witness as you invite your painful feelings to reveal themselves fully. It is best to do this when you can be alone, close your eyes, and really tune in as you ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? See if you can observe your feelings without any judgment, without trying to make them go away, without trying to change them in any way. If tears come, welcome them. Welcome whatever feelings come to the surface. Just allow yourself to witness them. Again, no judgment, no trying to change them. Just watching and feeling whatever it is that needs to be felt. As you allow yourself to feel whatever you feel and feel it fully, you might ask your guides and higher self to help you feel all of it, whatever you've been storing within you. Just allow yourself to feel every last bit of it. Being the witness of your feelings is you aligning with your spiritual essence, and that raises your vibration even as a part of you is feeling a lower frequency emotion. That's really important to recognize. Whenever you become the witness of what you are feeling, of what you are experiencing, you are aligning with your higher self, with your spiritual self, with your God self. Whenever you are witnessing without judgment, without trying to intervene, just witnessing and really tuning in to what you are feeling or experiencing, you are aligning with the highest and the most beautiful, magnificent essence that exists within you. And that means you are very, very much in the abundance zone because your spiritual essence is of the highest vibration possible. So witnessing is a powerful thing to train yourself to do rather than judging, rather than trying to push something away. Just watch what's going on inside of you. Watch and don't distract, don't push away, and you will be delighted and surprised at what happens. Now, beyond witnessing, there's one more thing that I recommend that you do that's very important, and that is that you love the part of you that is going through the experience of feeling the painful feelings. That's right. I'm saying love the part of you that is desperately sad, hurt, scared, mad, jealous, hopeless, despairing, or even hateful. Love it for expressing a normal human emotion, for allowing you to experience the full range of your humanity. Feel compassion for yourself, especially the part of you that is in pain. And if you choose, you might ask yourself, as you're going through this process of witnessing and loving this part of you, ask yourself what the feeling reminds you of from your past. When did I have this feeling before? And just tune inside and notice what comes up for you. It is possible you will recall one or more painful moments from your early years when you felt the same feelings. If so, send your younger self love and compassion and help your younger self see the situation in a new way. It's important to acknowledge how your younger self is feeling, that you recognize it. Love your younger self for what he or she has gone through. Feel grateful for your younger self for surviving this, whatever it might be that created these negative emotions, that triggered these negative emotions. You may fear that opening wide to feel the negative emotion will cause you to feel worse and never feel better. But it is actually the opposite of what happens. If you witness and love the part of you experiencing a painful emotion and stay with that feeling and avoid judging yourself, it will dissipate. And not only does it dissipate, as you dissolve and release the remnants of emotion you've been storing within you, chances are you will feel lighter, more expansive, and more free as a result. So again, the goal is not to stay with the emotion so that it never leaves you. The goal is to acknowledge and feel and witness the emotion so that it can leave you, so that it can be released, so that you don't have to carry it within you anymore. Doing this is a powerful way to raise your vibration and attract more abundance of every kind into your life, because doing this puts you in the abundance zone. Sending you much love. Bye.